For some reason, though, there's still talks about that Derrick Henry could have been elsewhere, right? Specifically, could have been in Dallas. Mm-hmm. At least that's what people thought. And Jerry Jones continues to say, well, no, it wasn't a fit. And we got it, right? I thought we were past that. But then once again, Jerry Jones, without really being prompted, was asked again about fixing the offense, and then again said that Derrick Henry was not going to be a fit for his offense here. And then Dan Orlovsky on Get Up this morning just said, well, if you guys think that Derrick Henry doesn't fit your offense, you might need to take a closer look at what you're dealing with in Dallas. So let's play that.
Pretty much everyone has had exactly that reaction. I can't make my cheeks do that, but that is pretty much the way I reacted to it as well. I mean, go ahead, Dan. I will let you.
You don't want to.
Yeah. All right.
Never agree.
If Derrick Henry doesn't fit your offense, change your offense. Make your offense fit him.
Yeah.
Guess what? The Cowboys don't have a 15-yard run this season. Derrick Henry has 12. What do you think's the flaw? The player or the offense?
Yeah, I mean, look at the number. He is out rushing the Cowboys team by 50 yards a game.
This, I'm telling you, respectfully, this week has shown everything that's wrong with the Cowboys, man. This is why Jerry Jones shouldn't be making football decisions. Just find talent. This is why you shouldn't be making football decisions.
It's the second time he's brought up Derrick Henry. He would be better off not bringing it up at all. He's not going to say anything that makes any Cowboy fan think any differently about Derrick Henry. Stop talking about Derrick Henry.
A hit dog will holler every time. When you know you didn't make the proper move for your football team, that's why, in my opinion, he continuously brings up Derrick Henry.
J-Mac, let me point out quickly to the point that Schefter just made. He brought up Derrick Henry in that interview. It was the morning after Derrick Henry had just had the huge game on Monday night, and Jerry said, so I know you're going to ask me about Derrick Henry. He volunteered all of that. So it wasn't as though the question was about Derrick Henry. He chose to go there by himself.
See, and I look at it as his way of putting this on coaching. General manager's job is to bring good players into the locker room.
Correct.
When Jerry says, I know Derrick Henry is a good player, but he doesn't fit our system, what he's saying is, you as Mike McCarthy, I could give you this guy, Derrick Henry, you're not going to know how to use him.
Yeah, so the bigger part right there, obviously, is just naming Derrick Henry again. I know they were going to bring it up as what Jerry Jones thought it would be. And look, fit-wise, him to Baltimore was the perfect marriage. Obviously, Derrick Henry could have his best season ever in the NFL after already having some incredible years down in Tennessee. But the bigger part is that it is kind of funny, is that if Derrick Henry doesn't fit your offense, you should change your offense. Any team in the National Football League, I don't care who you are, you put Derrick Henry in the backfield, you're going to use that dude because that guy is a game changer. And I think that's the biggest part of it. Fit to what it is. And for Dallas, they have all the issues right now. That one stat, Derrick Henry himself has 12 runs of over 15 or more yards. The Cowboys don't have one. You're going to need to run the football here. Hell, on a team that spreads it out more, Derrick Henry on the Dolphins would be terrifying still. It's a different style, but again, you know how to use good players. Use good players, and you fit them around what you want to do. And that's what Baltimore did with Derrick Henry. They're going, how's it going to fit? Derrick usually runs, likes running from the eye or not in shotgun, right? Well, it seems now after the first couple of weeks, Baltimore started to figure out how to fully utilize him.
Yeah, I think that's hit the nail on the head, though. It was, remember the Kansas City Chiefs game. The Ravens did not utilize Derrick Henry the way they should. It's a, we talk about, he doesn't fit the system in Dallas, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, the Ravens figured out pretty damn quickly, we need to use this guy. Like, this is not we can give him 13 carries and this is going to win us games. They've figured out over the past 5 weeks when they're kicking ass that, hey, we have the MVP in Lamar Jackson, but we also have the Offensive Player of the Year currently in Derrick Henry. This is a guy that they have helped change their offense. You talked about at first it was, we're only going out of the shotgun. Derrick's going to we're going to have him fit into this. And then they quickly realized, why are we doing that? You know, why aren't we just giving the man the ball? Why aren't we working the play action with Lamar when they feel like now the defenders have to come up? Ravens figured out pretty quickly, hey, we can change some things up a little bit, go a little bit away from what we were doing to help get Derrick Henry fit in this offense, and it's paying dividends. So,
and you know who also changed their offense to then fit their quarterback? The Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
said, hey, for us to get better, we got to run the football. They said a little by little, we're going to try to make this into an offense, a two-headed monster at running back, and then open up our passing game. Their evolution has taken a couple years, right? And they had to change it, but they said, how are we going to get the most out of Jared Goff? We got to give him a running game, and we're going to build it around him. It's the same thing with Dak. You're telling me Dak wouldn't be a better quarterback if they could run the football? I think Dak, to other people, I think Dak's got some great skills, but he is not going to be a guy that can throw 50-plus times. But the Cowboys got to deal with some issues, man, and it's not going to get easier.
What did we talk about when in the early part of the season? Dallas could have fit Derrick Henry into their situation if they had just signed Dak and CeeDee Lamb earlier and not waited for all these other guys to get big contracts. Because now you're paying more money for guys who are going to sign anyway. And Derrick Henry's 2-year, $16 million deal is all of a sudden, oh, well, you can take some money from the CD, take some money from the Dak, and there you go. They were hyping up Zeke Elliott, you know, the rejuvenation of Zeke Elliott, Rico Dowdle, who I think Rico Dowdle is actually a decent player, but he's not Derrick Henry. They signed Dalvin Cook to the practice squad, and everyone's like, oh, is Dalvin Cook going to have a resurgent year? I mean, I think at this point, Jerry Jones is looking back with non-buyer's remorse just because of how often he's asked about him. Like, he's like, man, if I just signed him, I'd be avoiding all this media and all the questions about him. Nobody thought Dallas's offensive line would be this poor. So I think everybody was saying, well, Derrick Henry behind that Dallas offensive line, man, that'd be great. Now it's Baltimore's offensive line that's going and getting the job done after a first couple of weeks that weren't great. They've stepped up to the plate and are opening up rushing lanes for Derrick Henry to run through.
Great players can make teams great.
Yeah.
And great coaching can set up great players for greatness. And right now it's not happening with Dallas, but thank goodness he's a Baltimore Raven, Brad. I'll tell you what, man, it has been great.